Today is December 22nd. It's the 357th day of the year, and this is the On This Day podcast. In December 1944, the Germans launch a surprise attack on the Allied position in the thick forests of the Ardennes region, where Belgium, France, and Luxembourg meet. The American 101st Airborne Division, camped out at Bastogne in Belgium, is surrounded by the Germans and bombarded for weeks on end in what becomes known as the Battle of the Bulge. After the Normandy invasion on D-Day in 1944, which we talked about back on June 6th, the Allies cut across France faster than they can build the supply lines needed to support the frontline troops. General Eisenhower taps the brakes and holds the U.S. First Army in the Ardennes before the next big offensive into Germany. Across the border, the Germans amass their forces, for Hitler wants to strike the Americans, repeating the plan for a lightning attack that worked so well for him in the Battle of France in 1940 in right about this same area. The Germans strike on December 16th with a massive artillery bombardment. Fighting rages all along the border. By December 21st, the Germans have surrounded the town of Bastogne and the 101st Airborne. The Americans still lack adequate supplies. They're low on ammunition, and they're freezing in their foxholes. By the next day, this day in 1944, more German armored units have arrived outside Bastogne, making a total of 6 heavy battalions and 1 German artillery corps standing at the ready to slaughter the 101st Airborne. On this day in 1944, the German field commander, General Heinrich von Luttwitz, demands the Americans surrender. Major General Maxwell Taylor, commander of the 101st Airborne Division, is in the U.S. at the moment. Taking his place in the field on this day is Brigadier General Anthony McAuliffe. A delegation of German officers make their way across the line under a white flag to deliver von Luttwitz's message. General McAuliffe receives the message, which reads, quote, "To the USA commander of the encircled town of Bastogne, the fortune of war is changing. This time, the USA forces in and near Bastogne have been encircled by strong German armored units. There is only one possibility to save the encircled USA troops from total annihilation. That is the honorable surrender of the encircled town. If this proposal should be rejected, German artillery and infantry battalions are ready to annihilate the USA troops in and near Bastogne. All the serious civilian losses caused by this artillery fire would not correspond with the well-known American humanity. Signed, the German commander." General McAuliffe crumples the message and tosses it in the garbage, saying, quote, "Aw, nuts." He turns to other business until his staff reminds him of the need for a response to the Germans' demand. After some discussion, it's decided that there is no better response than General McAuliffe's initial response. And on this day in 1944, the reply is carried to the Germans, who read the message as follows, quote, "To the German commander, nuts." Signed, the American commander. The Germans ask for clarification and are told it means in plain English, "Go to hell." The Germans proceed to bomb the town from the air and launch infantry and tank assaults on some positions. However, the 101st hold them off until General Patton's 4th Armored Division arrives on the 26th to reinforce the position. General McAuliffe's famous response of nuts on this day in 1944 is not only a defiant rebuff of an unacceptable demand of surrender, it also serves to greatly boost morale among the Allied troops, who are energized and enthused by McAuliffe's curt response. McAuliffe is promoted to Major General after Bastogne, and the Allied forces fight their way into the heart of Germany in 1945. The Battle of the Bulge, which lasts until the end of January 1945, is the last major German offensive of the war. There are 9 days left in the year. On This Day is produced by me, Dave Schultz. Thank you very much for listening. I've decided for these last 10 days of the year to do a top 10 list, because why not? Everyone is doing it. We're going to do the 10 days of On This Day podcast. Every day I'll tweet and Facebook out one of my favorite episodes of the year. And I think it's only appropriate for today to listen back to the June 6th episode, D-Day. So come on over and find the link for that episode on Twitter at OnThisDayPod. Again, that's at OnThisDayPod. Or Facebook /OnThisDayPodcast. And if you're still listening, nuts. What else is there to say? Talk to you tomorrow.